A lot of guys will try to hide their feelings for you because they're scared of being rejected. And if you're at work, school, or around friends, it can be even more intimidating, and it's not just because of the rejection, but the fact that they'll be embarrassed. So how can you tell that he's got a crush on you? There's a few things that guys do without even knowing it, which will give you a hint about his feelings. Things like looks into your eyes when you're talking. If he's listening to your every word and taking it all in, then there's a good chance that he's interested in you. When most people talk, they either want to get it over with or are so relaxed with the conversation that they just say whatever is on their mind. But if someone is actively listening to what you're saying, considering it, and then responding to it, that means they've put out a lot more effort. That's a great sign because most people don't do that. Keeps you in the loop. If he follows up with you after your conversation, asks you for updates on situations or problems, or uses things that you told him previously to build a rapport with you, that's a great sign. It means that he wants you to get into the habit of thinking about him daily, get used to hearing or seeing him every day, and maybe even get addicted to him. Acts differently around you. If he acts differently around you than he does other people, then that's a good sign. If he leans towards you when he's speaking to you, looking at you while he's talking to a group of people, or subtly touches you, it's a great sign. These are things that he does subconsciously without even thinking, so if you catch him doing these things, then it means that he likes you more than a friend. He acts silly. Sometimes it's easy to pretend you're not nervous around your crush, but let's face it, it's not like that all of the time. If he's usually calm and cool around people but he runs into you unexpectedly and acts dorky or nervous, it could mean that he hasn't been able to mentally prepare himself to be around you. This is because he's not able to control his emotions. Haven't you had a time where you tried to act cool around a guy, but then all of a sudden ran into him without being able to prepare yourself and just felt too nervous to be around him? It's the same way with guys. You can hear disappointment in his voice. People can't control the way they feel about things if they're not prepared to hear them. Haven't you had an occasion where someone gave you some bad news and you just weren't prepared to deal with it? Maybe you cried, or couldn't talk for a while because you had to regain your composure, or maybe you just had an edge to your voice because the news put you in a bad mood. If you talk about another guy and detect disappointment in his voice, that's good. If you were supposed to go to a party that he was going to as well and you had to cancel at the last minute and hear disappointment in his voice, that's good. You get the idea. He teases you. If he calls you silly names or other goofy things, it's because he's trying to hide his feelings for you. He's trying to build a connection with you while at the same time trying not to scare you away. So, if he calls you dummy or something like that but in a friendly way, it's likely because he wants to get close to you without giving you a chance to reject him immediately. There are many ways to determine whether or not a guy likes you, but not all will work for certain personality types. But if he shows all of these signs, then it's pretty clear that he has feeling for you.